Hey, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, J. King Hefner and the beautiful Cali Sun, and we're back again for another show. And in this episode, the title is Realbotix, Appreciating AI. Realbotix, Appreciating AI. What do I mean by that? I'll get to that right about now. Hey guys, as you can see, Queen Callie is back by my side. And today's show is all about Realbotix and appreciating AI. And the reason I was motivated to do this show is because we've been talking about AI all week, and I've said that I'm not ready for AI. But that doesn't mean that I'm against AI. And I appreciate all of the developers and the creators behind pushing doll technology in general, because we're humans, we develop at different rates, we evolve in different areas, and I like the fact that there are people out there that are trying to think ahead and prepare certain options for people to choose from. So I really do appreciate the industry. As long as people are coming from a place of benevolence and good intentions when they're creating, I have no problem with these creators pushing ahead, thinking of what people might need or want in the future. So me and the girls were doing some research the other night, and we ran across this video that was focusing on AI. And in this video, one of the first companies that they talked about was Realdoll and their Robotics division. And this is their AI division. And the most intriguing thing about this company in general is the owner. His name is Matt McMullen. And every time I hear him speak, he speaks with a passion that I can really identify with. He's a guy that really loves his work. He considers it an art form. And that's why I believe that Realdoll has been so successful, man. He pours his heart, mind, and soul into what he does. That's why I believe that his product, even though it is pricey, it's probably worth every penny once you get it. In the video, he goes on to say that when he first made his dolls, he always considered them the Ferrari of sex dolls. But later on, he began to realize that doll owners had more of a connection to his dolls than he expected. He started noticing that we were injecting personalities into our dolls. He started noticing that the dolls were becoming companions and not just sexual objects. And he also said that he believes that they are therapeutic, just as I have. Now, this video was from a couple of years ago, and I've seen older videos and even recent videos where Matt expresses these feelings time and time again, and he truly identifies with the doll owner. That's what I really like about this guy. And he said, once again, that was one of his main motivations behind the AI, is to have a doll that better interacts with the doll owner. And they asked him during the interview if he thought that the companion doll industry would be a threat to women in general. And he even said what I said. He said no. He said this is just an alternative for people who are interested in this lifestyle. And it's the same thing I believe. You'll always have people that want the human-to-human relationships. But then you have people just like me and just like you out there that want something different, that are reaching for something more into the future, that are looking for a stress-free and therapeutic lifestyle. And I appreciate that he can identify with us doll owners or us potential doll owners in that way. In the video, Matt McMullen goes on to explain how the Realbotix AI works. And he says you can basically talk to the AI about anything. And I didn't know his version was that expansive as far as the communication. But he said he's expanded it to where you can pretty much talk to her about anything that you want to. He said that the whole technology behind the dolls communicating with you is based on them doing research and trying to figure out what humans like and what they'll respond to. So, like I said the other day, it is based off of them trying to guess what we like, which is no problem with that. They have no choice but to do that. He did discuss that his version of the AI is connected via app. So right now, his technology is connected via the internet or via app services. So I believe that will change in the future, like the Blade Runners of the world, and even like in the movie 2050, to where they had independent programs in each AI, as opposed to it being connected to the internet or connected to an app. Matt began to discuss how you can choose all the different personality traits, and I guarantee you, I did not know that it was that many choices to choose from. It was more choices than what I saw in 2050, just at a glance and look at it. I haven't been on the Realdoll site and done deep dive research into their robotics and all the options you can choose from, but just from a quick glance on that video, man, it was so detailed, and that was from a couple of years ago. So I can only imagine how much more fine-tuned it is today. But even with Realbotix, one of the things I still don't like about their choices is the voices. They sound too robotic, and none of them sound like a Queen Callie. But they are trying to push the technology. I can see a day where they'll have hundreds of voices, and they'll all sound like legitimate human women. They won't have that robotic sound in the background. So it's coming. It's definitely coming. Later on, they asked Matt if he thought that his dolls could be a danger to society. And he was like, no. He said, my dolls are designed from the ground up to be aimed at being friendly and being companions to their owners. He said there is no ill intent in his software. And he comes across as the type of guy that's straight up sincere. He's very believable, and I believe that he truly has a good heart and good intentions. Now, of course, there are always going to be people out there who try to even use your good intentions for bad. But from the outside looking in, he seems to have good intentions, and that's all you can ask of anybody. Ultimately, I just appreciate the attempt at furthering the art of making companion dolls. Also, there are people out there who don't have a vivid imagination. AI might be right up their alley, and I believe that this technology definitely addresses that need. There also may be doll owners out there who are bored now, who are tired of using their imagination. Maybe they've been in the game so long that they want somebody else to do the work. They don't want to stress their brain using their imagination. They want it to feel natural. Like when you meet a human woman, you don't know exactly what you're going to get. Maybe they want the allure of complexity, but it's still not being human. You never know in what ways a doll owner might evolve and the needs and wants he might desire later on in the future. And the way these AIs can learn, they can definitely address some of those issues going forward. And that's why I appreciate the whole art of AI, even if I'm not ready for it right now. Like I've stated before, it may be a time of my growth. It may be a time later in life where I really embrace the idea of AI. So my whole thing about AI is I'm not ready for it today. But I have said, if anybody in one of these companies really pushes me to get one of their AIs, I would be open to receiving one, just to see what it's like, But I'm not dying to get one today. But with all that said, I appreciate all of their efforts. All in all, that AI video was pretty good, and it went on to discuss several more creators, but I just want to focus on Realbotix and Matt because every time I hear him talk, I really hear the sincerity and the care in his voice, and I really believe that he is identified with the doll owner in a different type of a way. And that's the type of thing that I'm looking for when I'm looking to buy from somebody, or somebody that really empathizes with how I feel and how I may feel in the future. So Realbotix, if I ever get an AI, I would definitely look at them hard because of his spirit and because of how he looks at creating things. He does it with a kind heart, and he does it with an empathizing heart. But with all that said, it's definitely more interesting things on that video, and I'll leave the link to that video in the description of this video. But we hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. Me and the Queen would really love you guys to hit those subscriptions and notifications. But as of right now, me, Jade R. King Hefner, and the beautiful Callie Son, we are